Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of Curse of Strahd Deliverance. These hooves are made for running. I will like to preface this with saying I don't know what's going to happen today at all. I am
At all.
I am in the audience just like everybody else. But first, let's do introductions. Please, Josh, please introduce yourself and your character.
No, thank you. My name is Josh. I will be playing literal. Who knows for how long? He is a bard slash warlock. Who is doing God's work, and some people don't like that, and they can stuff it.
I come next to Jedi Master.
Hello, that is me. I play Lumiere. She is, she's technically a Circle of Stars druid, but plays a bit more like a sciencey astronomer type. And she has recently sort of put the lie to some of Lithral's behavior and doesn't know what to do next, quite frankly.
I come next to Joe Jellyfish.
I am Joe, and I will be playing Benedict Solicinus, a Tiefling Paladin. That, unlike me, does not have a sore throat, but has a sore everything else right now. So, especially a certain stab wound that he got under apparently mysterious circumstances.
I'll do it again, bitch.
You got it in prison.
I mean, and the time, maybe this time you'll get to kill me.
And last but not least, Munasaur.
Today if I can't handle my character's voice, but I am playing Come on, Barbarian!
Nice. So in the previous episode, you guys were joined and you joined the Mistwalkers on a hunt for a terrible creature in the woods. As you guys made your way through the woods and having to deal with all these illusions caused by the simple the tonal releases, the sounds created by the tonal protrudences of that of the Bane speaker. You eventually made your way to fighting it, to its actual body. It's attacked you a few times in the woods, however, usually managed to escape using illusions and some trickery. However, the ever aggressive and ever animalistic Ack managed to get its way into the clutches of the Bane speaker, but yet it didn't know that it didn't lock Ack with it. It was locked in with Ack. And Ack continued to attack it with ruining its the caudal protruders, actually caused it to drop the illusion, and a fight ensued. It was, albeit a little bit difficult, but however, you managed to kill the Bane speaker, and alongside also helping the Mistwalkers find their quarry, with Lumiere landing the killing blow. They harvested the pieces that they require, the tongue and the lungs and the vocal cords of the Bane speaker, and returned to camp where you all celebrated and had a nice dinner and some conversations. However, in the middle of the night, one of the hunters was dragged away and killed. One Idola, the sister of Yalavan, the second in command of the Mistwalkers. In the morning, as they looked for her, an investigation ensued. Ack, with his ever accurate nose, managed to make his way, albeit stumbling a few times, but managed to make his way to find the body, whilst Lumiere took the time to talk to some local flora and fauna, and albeit not get a lot of answers, but get some answers. However, it all led you to the same place. Lithral in front. Although having all the knowledge of what transpired the night before, tried to put people into a false sense of security. trying to pin it on something else, trying to wiggle his way out of the web that he's kind of been tangled in, albeit not, not intentionally. And just when it seemed like Lithro was going to get away with murder, Lumiere had quite the idea. For Lithro had entangled himself in his own web. To suggest that he uses Speak with Dead in order to find out who was her murderer. Lithro, all he could, using all of his knowledge and ability to try and fool the ever-watchful eye of Lumiere and the ever-sniffing nose of Ak. However, at the climax of it, at the height of the drama, Lithro knew he was caught. He knew that he had to make his escape. So, he opened his book, turned the pages, and turned invisible. And that is when Ak lunged toward him. Okay. And we'll continue mid-lunge. Ak is jumping toward him, which jumping toward a blank spot, so to speak. Okay. So I know you rolled an initiative. I want to know, Lumiere, you just saw Lithro go invisible. What are you going to do?
I'm going to talk to him. So if you want me to say exactly what I'm going to say, I can. Or if you just want to know the general idea, I don't know.
No, you can go ahead, please. Say what you're going to say.
I'm just going to call out. I'm going to basically call out. Lithro, don't run. We need to get to the bottom of this, but I need you. I didn't go back to that place to get you out. Only to let this stop us.
Okay. Ak. So what I'm going to do, since only so far 2 people are moving, which is Ak, I'll take your initiative roll from before.
Sweet.
Lithro, give me an initiative roll, please.
It's lower.
Oh, yeah. I know it'd be impossible, but I'm also check anyway. Almost impossible. Okay. So Ak, you're lunging toward him. I'm going to need an attack roll with disadvantage. And this will be like unarmed, even though I don't think you'll get anything still.
They're the same.
Yeah, the same? Okay, good.
Oops. Please let me click on it again. An 11.
An 11. Does an 11 hit you? Lithro?
No.
Okay. So Ak, you lunge forward. You hit empty air. Lithro, it's your turn. What are you going to do? Currently, as you stand around, you hear as Ak slides behind you, dirt in his face as he kind of slides kind of close to the ditch, just missing you. You feel the wind pass through your hair as it ripples around, and you see Yalavin and Eleven immediately looking around, drawing their bows. You have just heard what Lumiere has said to you, and you could feel the magic of your invisibility about to run out. What are you doing?
Oh, man.
Doing?
I guess I'm gonna gracefully hop over the dead body.
Mm-hmm.
um
Alright, take another
And-
crack at him.
Hold on. Let me see what he does first.
I'm also gonna need everyone behind me in a 30-foot cone to make a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it.
21.
Okay.
What was the roll?
Wisdom.
Is this to do with you moving?
What do you mean?
Or if I grab you, you can't move.
No, he's casting a regular spell.
I thought he was moving too.
Yeah, he jumped across. I just want to see what he does, just as regular movement. Just give me a second. So like, what are you casting?
Casting fear.
You're casting fear. Okay. Okay. Wisdom save 2. Okay. I mean, so you could try and take a crack at it, but with your wisdom save, your fail there, you're gonna be feared regardless. But if you want to try and take a grab at him, you can. I believe if you read your spell to me again with your invisibility, since you use your action, it falls off of you.
Oh.
Oh, you missed both anyhow.
Yeah, until
I rolled like dog shit.
Yeah.
yeah, it was until the end of it, your next turn, or until I hit a creature with an attack.
Okay. So, as that happens, Lumia, you're unfazed. I gotta roll for your 11 and 11. Okay. So, as Lithel jumps across, Ak, you go to instinctively recover, pressing off the side of the ground and go to grab at Lithel again as he's leaping across the body. As you reach out, you see just in the back of Lithrel's head, this face form out of the back of his head, and it causes you to like just recline backwards, just scatter backwards as you've never seen something like that. And the face simply gives you this weird wry smile before it like meshes back into his cranium. At this point in time, 11 and 11, they fail and they start to scream at the top of their lungs. Benedict, you hear this scream from deep within the forest. You already know the direction in which they went.
I have a question.
Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
I'm running towards that direction.
Okay. Moon. Ak.
Since it's fear, we can't see him, so we don't technically have to run yet.
Yeah, not yet. No, not yet.
Okay.
It would be on your it would be on your turn. I'm just saying, like, you know, but you do like see that face come out from like that area, but you don't have to run just yet. No. Does that end your turn, Lithel?
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything else, so.
Okay. Did you land on the other side? In the invisibility phase, that is when you know, you could feel this cold blast of just air, and that deathly smell comes back. As you see that face still like kind of like push out of the back of his head and then reform back in. Lumia, you see this, but this doesn't affect you. What do you want to do in this situation? I know it's your turn, Ak, but I want to know what Lumia's going to do.
So those two, the Elvins or whatever their names are,
Uh-huh.
they're the only ones of that group here. There's not like a whole crowd of their people.
There's a whole crowd of the people, and and the other ones, they're starting to scramble and get ready. You can see that they're starting to draw their weapons.
I think what I'm going to do is just say at that crowd, and with the frightened leaders in particular, just, guys, he's too horrible. Run from this place. We'll handle it. He's our responsibility. Please go.
Give me a persuasion check. You can give me with advantage because most of them are feared. Especially because 11 and 11 are both feared, so they may go with your recourse.
It's 15.
Okay. All right, you see the fear in their eyes as they kind of like they unknock their arrows and they turn around and start to like wave their hands and tell them to like push back and go back. It is a monster. Let these people deal with it. And they all begin to like kind of like move back. Sees you living like he kind of like struggles to turn around and starts to grab his sister's body. And at this point, Ak, what do you want to do?
Did he turn in? He's still invisible, yeah?
No, well, it's his next turn, but he did even though he didn't attack, Most invisibility goes away when you cast a spell or do an action. So I'm gonna say it goes away.
I run away then.
You go okay? You begin to run the opposite direction toward with the other with the rest of the Mistwalkers.
Not even the move. I have to dash away.
Yeah, you have to dash away. Yeah. So yeah, Lumiere, you see as Act just takes off, back deeper into the forest. At this point in time, Lumiere, you can give me an initiative roll.
Sure.
So does fear drop on me then, or do I have to roll another save if
Um,
I'm too far away from him?
let me read the
You
spell.
gotta
I'm
save
80
it on
feet
line
away.
of sight.
Okay, so I thought. Because I'm 80 feet away from him now.
And we are in the woods, so you probably. Anyway, 18 for my initiative.
Okay,
Wait, do I have to run my full thing, or just until I don't see him?
hold on. Yeah, if you don't have the line of sight, then you can make a wisdom saving throw. So
Do
yeah,
I have to run the full dash? Or
Yeah,
do I just have
yeah.
to run so I don't have line of sight?
No, you run the full dash. You run your full movement. Like
I
Wi-Fi
thought.
must take the dash action and move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns.
Okay,
And then once you're out of line of sight of him, then you can make the wisdom saving
Then I
throw.
can do it. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 80 feet away and I rolled a 17.
Okay. Okay. Nice. All right.
Am I feared still?
What's your save, Lithro?
DC.
Yeah.
It is 14.
Okay. Yeah, you save.
How long your feared? Alright then. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Since you just had an action, we're just gonna let Lithro go real quick. Lithro, what do you want to do?
I don't have
So-
an action.
Actually, no, that won't make any sense because that'll just cause issues. Lumia, since you rolled 18, go ahead. What do you want to do?
I'm still talking.
Okay.
So I'm going to say to Lithril, I got rid of them. There was going to be no stopping them from trying to take revenge, but we have bigger problems to handle. We need you. Let's try to get this straight before Benedict shows up.
Lithro, it's your turn. You hear this? You hear Lumiere?
So I'll take a few more steps forward and then I'll turn around. Oh shit! And then I'll turn around. And
She's lying.
what?
She's lying.
What are you talking about? He's lying.
She's lying. She's going to kill you. She's going to give you to the rest of them.
I'll take my dagger from my side and kind of like raise it, pointed at you. What is there to sort out?
Whatever has made you do this, we need to stop that, not you.
I'm doing what the Morning Lord requires me to do.
I am not a religious person, but this seems very unlikely to me. Perhaps we do need Benedict's input after all.
Mm-hmm. And it's at this point I would say, Benedict, you come from around the trees and a little beaten path. You see as the rest of the Mistwalkers are like running past you, and you can see Lithro brandishing their knife towards Lumiere, and Ak coming to as he's beginning to make his way back over. Just for prosperity's sake, just give me a initiative roll, please, Benedict?
I already rolled just in case. I got a 16.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So you all see as Benedict comes around that corner. You can see him off your peripheral vision, and Ak, you see him off your peripheral vision as well. Technically it is Benedict's turn, but we are going to just whatever you want to do here. Let me know. This is kind of free play right now, free roam. So if you guys gonna do anything, it's your show.
So,
Point out that I should read my character sheet more often because I pack tactics shouldn't have had disadvantage and I have a second attack.
Oh, there you go.
Now I'm gonna go back to everything going on.
All right. Make your way back over.
so Benedict looks at Blithwell vanishing the knife. He looks at the body that's there. He looks at Lumiere, and he puts 2 and 2 together. Oh my god, Josh.
I look like I'm ransoming this bag. Give me it. Oh, the bag gets it.
Did they take the body with him?
Yeah. You saw Yellowin pull the body with him. He took his sister with him.
So Benedict kind of walks up between Lumiere and Blithwell. I think it is about time that we all have a very honest conversation here. First point of order. Lumiere, you claim to like evidence, to rely on evidence, isn't it so?
Absolutely. We have it now.
See about that. Who was it that tried to stab me back at the death house? It was Lithwell.
Lumiere probably remembers, but I don't even care. I assume it was him.
It was Lithwell. Who was it that decided to venture on his own into Mordenheim's lab without even consulting any of us? Lithwell.
Consulting. I told you all that. Sorry, I need to change. That is not literal. That's me getting aggy. I told you all where I was going. Well, we didn't know where I was going, but I told you all I was going to the obelisk, and you allowed me to do it and walked away.
I did. I wasn't in support of you getting near it. I expressed very I expressed very strong opposition to you going up to the obelisk.
I still.
It was very clearly dangerous.
And I still informed you of where I was going. You want to talk about facts? Get the facts straight, honey. Sorry.
But those are the facts that I fucking told you. I don't want you to go to the obelisk. It could be dangerous, and you were like, "It's okay.
You're not my mom."
Well, but we are. But
yeah, carry on with your tirade,
Benedict.
We don't have all day.
Okay. So it was Lithwell. Who
Is this
was
the
it?
thing that we teleported through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A different. I went through that too by myself.
Who was it that, despite pretty obvious signs that he shouldn't, managed to get on the nerves on the Valachian Guard more than once in not even a day's a day apart? It was Lithwell. Who is the one that keeps derailing our mission? It is Lithwell. So, Madam Evidence, why is it that you keep not placing any sort of trust in me? Because I am not as calm as you, because I am angry, justifiably so, because I do not feign any sort of calmness in this disaster that we are going through. Your father is missing, and Literal has been derailing this mission constantly, and you pretend to be calm?
All I know,
What is wrong with you?
all I know is that it is only when grouping up with several of you who I would not normally have bothered to stay with that I began to find information about my father. My absolute inclination is to go entirely off on my own and leave you all behind. Lithril for his first doing nothing useful except to help other people and put us all in danger, and then for doing things now which seem to be causing danger directly to us. You for getting upset and then storming off and deciding to be on your own instead of dealing with the problem and accepting that we did not see what you saw. I would leave, well, perhaps Ak I would keep with me, I mean, if he was interested, but we have, you said you called me quite pithily Madam Evidence. Well, what about Madam Eva? This is the information, the evidence. It's not very strong, but this is a world of magic after all. She'd seem to know certain things. I am concerned about what she had to say. And what she had to say is the reason we even went to go get Lithril. Right? So why don't we focus instead on solving the problem and keeping us all together so that we can all do the things that we need to do?
This is the problem, Lumiere. You have the audacity to condescend me when I warned you and told you that something is wrong from the very beginning, and you, without any good reason, decided to not place any trust in me, despite the signs being there. So no, you don't follow the evidence as closely as you think, Lumiere.
I think some of us know more about what counts as evidence than others, but in any event, it was specifically, you mentioned what he did stupidly over in Valaki, right? Helping these people.
Yes, my one big crime, helping those in need.
Right, but this is what I'm saying, Little.
Forgive
This, I
me.
believe, can help us get to the situation that we need to actually understand. You see, Lithril seems to think, perhaps, now let us momentarily take him at his word, that he thinks he is doing what the Morning Lord has told him to do. Did you really help those people, Lithril, solely because you thought it was what the Morning Lord wanted you to do, or because you knew it was helpful and good for those people? I did not care for them as much as you did, but you did it because you cared for them. If now suddenly you're doing things to hurt people, you think this is for the same set of reasons, the same commands?
Helping people doesn't always mean helping them in the same way. Some people need to die. I help them.
You are making me incredibly open to Benedict's solutions. What would we do, Benedict?
Oh.
Just
yes,
kill Lithril?
Mighty Judge.
No. Again, if you keep jumping to conclusions, then this is not going to work, Lumiere.
All right.
You're going
Then
to
tell
have
us. Then forget the past and let us act not on our sunk costs,
I
but
am
on
not
what
going
goes
to.
forward.
We cannot. Those are not the two options. This is not a polar situation. Either forget the past or kill Lithril.
Right, but the only option you've given me today in this conversation is why I should have listened to you earlier. I want to listen to you now. Tell us what is. You are obviously good with an additional solution here. I would like to hear it.
I just want to quickly say, whilst you two are arguing, I'm full on just smiling.
I also want to you can friendly see it, but Lumiere, give me a perception check, please.
Oh, that's the wrong thing to click. 26.
26. As you're standing there, having your conversation with Benedict, you're like the side of your eye catches Lithril. You just see a flash, just a sudden quick flash of an apparition that's holding tightly onto Lithril's like clothes, like just by the pant leg. You kind of go to focus, it's gone again. But you swore you saw this sickening smile on it.
Did you see that, Benedict?
See what?
I believe. Now, listen. I understand you may not wish to accept what I saw without your own eyes. So, completely fair, right? But for the information to be out there, I think that I saw something affecting Lithra, some sort of apparition around him. It does seem that his behavior has changed, even though it has always been difficult.
Are you
I
sure,
smell that thing
Lumiere?
on him too.
Are you certain, Lumiere? Really? Well, that brings us to our second point of order. Lumiere, this ever so observant. Lithril, why do you keep talking to your teddy bear?
Are you upset because no one wants to talk to you, Lithril? Lithril, fuck me, Benedict.
That
Act
is
up to him.
not my question. Answer my question, Lithril.
Well, he's not the worst conversationalist around here. But if you want to actually get to the point instead of all of these circles that you're running, I'm not specifically talking to my teddy. That's not who I talk to.
Then whom do you talk to?
Let's throw. Wisdom saving throw, please.
$18?
Okay.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said, Joe?
What?
Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
Then to whom are you talking?
To Jack, of course. Who else?
What?
And who might that be?
He's someone who saved me. You might have
Yes.
lost hope, Benedict, but I never will again.
Perhaps you have added a letter to Ack's name. It was us who saved you.
That's
Uh,
not true.
I am attempting to move towards him while we're
Okay.
talking.
Stealthily, or you're just doing
Yeah.
it? Please give me a stealth check then.
It's a 20.
To 20. Okay. Lithal, give me a perception check, just to see.
That's a 20.
Ooh. Okay. So tie, huh? Let's still huh. I guess it'll be like a little bit of a box of doom roll. Let's go ahead and I'm going to roll for
Get
something
that
here.
reference.
I'm going to roll something here myself. Okay. So this is what happens. Currently, Luther, you feel a slight pull to look in a direction. However, this conversation that you're having, you're too enthralled in it. But you feel like there was a slight tug at you. Then you hear a voice. You see? See what I said? You're alone here. They want to take you from the Morning Lord's light. They want to stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. You should have killed them in their sleep.
I'm going to take a step back.
Okay.
What exactly do you intend to do, Benedict? Or what do you intend to try to do?
Here's the thing, Lithril. I have already made it clear that I have no intention on killing you or any of you for that matter, no matter what happened, because there is too much at stake here for me to risk it. But that being the situation, we need to know what is going on so that I don't get stabbed again by surprise. Or even worse, someone here who might not be able to shoot their gun to let the others know that something is going on.
Ak, you're within 10 feet now.
Grabbing him.
Give me. Okay, this can be. Look, I'll give you a few things that you can do here. Because you are slightly being warned by Jack currently. Give me your strength check, because you're not raging though, but you give me your strength check here. You give me a strength or an athletics. Ak.
22.
Okay. Lithu, you can give me either. Let me see something. Hold on. Okay, yeah. You can give me a deck save here. Either a deck save. Yeah, I'll take a deck save here. Since you're being warned, you can do it with an advantage.
It's 22.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Give me that contested strength check. Do it.
Yeah, this is gonna have to be the 22. Yeah, you guys are locked together. So this is what happens. At the last moment, Lithu, you hear Jack just say, "Turn around." As you do, you see Ak lunging towards you, and you kind of slightly move out of the way, but he does grab onto a piece of your clothing, is holding on, trying to wrestle you down. At this point in time, Lithro, you feel your hand begin to twinge with the knife in it. You see Jack just say, "Stab him in his eye."
No. If I can cast a spell, I will, but I'm not stabbing him in the eye.
Oh, so but you're still choosing to resist arrest, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I want him to fuck off a minute.
Okay. I will need, since he's trying to wrestle you though, I will need to contest his strength checks though.
I'm never gonna get. I have a -1 to strength, so
Okay, well, you're definitely not beating it with that advantage roll.
yeah, that's something I would never win.
Okay.
You could have won the first one if I didn't have advantage because I rolled a 13. And
Okay,
good
so
old bear.
you're grabbed and pulled to the ground with Ak on top of you. However, being grappled doesn't mean you can't do anything. You still have options. You see as Ak has snuck up behind Lithro, and they're currently wrestling on the floor. Yeah, Lumiere and Benedict, what you guys are doing?
Does it? Okay, so I assume that Ak is just like grappling him and not intending to hurt him.
No,
at
I'm not
this
trying to
point.
hurt him. I'm just,
Okay,
just trying to
cool.
hold him. Keep him from running away.
I walk up to Lithro and I look him in the eye. Lithro, please tell us what is going on. Who is Jack?
Me smell bad at him!
Jack's my friend.
Okay, let me be more clear with my question. Who precisely is Jack? And what is his connection to you other than friendship?
also ignored.
He saved me.
How? When? From what?
I was alone in the dark. I had no one. And then Jack came. And he freed me.
We talked to Jack?
What?
Can we talk to Jack? May we talk to Jack, rather? If
I don't
you
know.
and him
Can you?
agree.
You can barely talk to people.
Jack, if you are here, I would like to talk to you, please.
As you say that, you don't really feel anything, but you see the bear's head turn toward you. That's it.
Benedict physically shudders.
I picked up nothing previously, but given the things that I've been sort of seeing in the last moments, I'm going to burn another detect magic just to see if I'm picking up anything extra.
Muted, Kara.
Oops. You're not detecting any magic that you weren't beforehand. However, you the overall air just has gotten colder, you know, as opposed to what it was earlier. So you do sense that there is something here in some way, shape, or form.
Benedict, there's definitely something here, but it is... I suggest it must be quite powerful. I'm not picking up any specific magics, and seems like I ought to be, given what is
That
happening.
much I figured. But we need to know what we're dealing with here.
Indeed.
Jack, I promise you that I mean no harm to Lithro.
What a fucking joke.
He seriously does not. He.
That was Literal saying that, not me.
Oh. Lithro. I contemplated killing you multiple times over our short acquaintance. I can tell you that,
Yes,
but I will
and all
not
the
do
times
it.
I've helped you, try to be your friend, try to give you advice, heal you. Nothing.
Oh, please, do not make this. You think that whatever you did was friendly in any way?
I think me
Condescending
trying
at
to
best.
heal you and try to talk to you was very friendly. And what did you do, Almighty Benedict?
Come to
You threw
release
it
you from
back
the
in my
prison?
face, is what you did. You threw it back in my face.
You think
So tell me,
that
what else would you like
offering
to know?
was? Do you think that offering was anything but condescending, Lithro? I don't need your pity.
See, that's your problem, Benedict. You so badly don't need anyone, and yet I'm the problem.
No. It's not that I don't need anyone. It's that I do not need your pity.
I don't pity you, Benedict. I feel sorry for you.
What is the
It's
difference?
at this point in time, Lumiere, you feel a burst of magic. And then Lithro, you hear, "Let me go."
I do so.
This bear falls to the ground. You actually begins to slightly convulse and contort. And you see as the bear kind of splits as blood begins to pour out of it.
Oh,
And
delightful.
these hands begin to stretch out. As it does, and sees this black mane of hair begin to like whips around with no air or so, and these eyes beaming red, and looks around, and you see standing before you the Devil Strahd. Well, unfortunately, it seems our time has run its course, Slytherin. You weren't able to do what he needed you to do. You got caught. He was sloppy. You know.
Technically, you were sloppy.
It was more fun that way. I was hoping that he'd be a bit more, what do you say, resourceful.
So you're telling me that the great Emperor Strahd von Zorovich, you made a very crucial tactical mistake for fun?
Yes. Usually anyone that is in my domain are simply playthings. You all are my playthings. I figured I'd have a bit of fun with all of you. I've already managed to grab one of your other compatriots, and he works for me now.
And where is he?
I believe he's with your father currently.
Yes, actually, I know this. That's why I was hoping for a more specific location, but you know.
No. I could take you to him if you give me the box.
Yep. You're back.
The calculation on that does not seem to have changed.
But you know very well that we cannot trust you. You can make all of the promises in the world, but you know we cannot trust you.
It is not about trust. It is about survival. You will not survive in my domain.
Of that, I happen to have some insight from a very wise woman who might have ended up untimely dead, but wise nonetheless, that it is possible. And possible is all I need.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck. So that's gonna be 13.
Yeah. I was just saying that you were lifted off of your feet as he holds you up aloft above him. He stares at you kind of like you can hear as like Benedict's armor begins to creak and shake, and you see he's begin to bend his neck into these unnatural shapes. You think I would actually care about what that woman wanted? She only survived because I allowed it. You have no safety here. You're all on borrowed time. And I'm beginning to grow impatient.
I can promise you that I am as impatient as you are. And to be completely open with you, Strahd, you may, as you are already part of this very honest conversation, I have very little to go on for, if not taking that box where it needs to go. So I honestly could not care less for your lack of patience. And to be completely honest, if again, I have talked to a devil before, and he seemed to at least have more resolve than you. So
You take 30 points of piercing damage as he brings you down and 30 points of piercing damage.
Okay, cool.
As he brings you down and bites into your neck,
Oh no. Okay.
and then
This is
throws
gonna
you
be
to the
awkward.
side. I don't remember allowing you to speak. He wipes his lips, turns around. Listen. Impatient.
So about that. Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
And I am going to cast it at second. So yeah, it's already cast at second level because yeah. So Hellish Rebuke. Strahd, would Strahd please make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, he did.
Cool. Did he pass?
Yes, he did.
11. Yeah. Okay. So
Did you
let's
have a weight
see.
to go with it?
Okay. Cool. So he's gonna take 14. He's gonna take 8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not a lot, but I am going to like as the fire, like even like not even really burns Strahd, but as it hits him, I look at him and I say, "I do not remember asking for permission to speak. You are not my master."
As the fire licks across his face, you see like some of his flesh like slightly burn, but then it almost immediately heals up. He turns back around to Lumiere and everybody else. Lithru, you can still prove your worth. I can also keep you basking in the Morning Lord's light. I was helping you. Please, show your loyalty. He backs away and extends his hand, pointing toward Benedict. Let us together.
Lithril, you think this is your messenger of the Morning Lord? This is the man bringing you the light? If you want light, you will stay with us. And I'll cast Moonbeam on Strahd, 3rd level.
Okay.
Just a reminder that Moonbeam also makes any shapeshifter shift back to their original form,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that's worth in this case.
Hard to say.
Okay.
Con save. Jason.
Con save. He's gonna legendary resist.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So it'll be half of 17, 8 radiant damage.
All right. 8 radiant damage. As the radiant damage does come out and it explodes into this light, even though it is moonlight. He turns around. He still has his arm presented toward Benedict for Lithril to do what he will. He looks towards you, Lumiere. I hold your father's life in my hands. Are you sure you want to go against me?
Deliver him here immediately. Then perhaps I will stop. Otherwise, you continue to hold his life in your hands. And it does me no good. Just stay on your good side.
Give me a persuasion check, Lumiere.
That's a 19.
Okay. He smiles. He smiles this smile as if he just had something really good, something really delicious. His fangs completely bare. You see, though, you've probably seen a few vampires when you've been here. You've seen a few thralls. You see he has 4 sets of canines as opposed to the regular 2. And he Sure, my lady. You'll see him soon enough. As he does, he turns through. And as he says that, he does a sudden step. He's kneeling down at you and he begins to help lift you up. My offer still stands. He's like, but at this point in time, you guys can make perception checks at disadvantage to hear this, but he's whispering to you. My offer still stands.
I have disadvantage?
Well, if you're trying, you have disadvantage for this.
I'm fucking on top of him. What?
Oh, I forgot you are on top of him. Oh, I forgot about that.
On top of his ass.
Well, he's gonna push your little ass out the way.
Well, I'm not letting go of him, so.
I suppose 12 doesn't do it.
No.
Well, I don't think a 4 is gonna help me even if I'm on top of him. I could be inside of his fucking ear and wouldn't hear the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no good either. Rolled a 2 and a 3.
All right.
Oh, I still rolled higher than you.
Well, yeah, he simply just says, my offer still stands. You know what you must do. The Morning Lord will definitely shine his light upon you. They cannot help you. They will leave you alone.
I'll like close my eyes and take a deep breath. And then open my eyes and look into his. For the Morning Lord.
As he stands up, as he stands up, you watch as he then dissipates into wisps of smoke. And you are left there amongst each other in this uncomfortable silence. But we'll take a quick 5-minute break. And we are back. Oh, I mute myself? No, I didn't. Okay. Um. Okay. We last left off, you guys were in the presence of Strahd Vanzorovich. And, well, you have a Lithril that is enwrapped in the arms of Ak and a destroyed teddy bear.
Nuzzling his necky wacky.
And you guys sit in
Please
this
do not ever say that again.
and you guys are
Necky wacky.
are in this uncomfortable silence.
I'm very comfortable. I don't know what you're talking about.
In it, this is what happens in between sessions.
So, Lithril?
The delicate.
Yes, Benedict?
Now that we know who Jack is, and I can promise you that he is not by any means affiliated with the Morning Lord, and definitely not going to help you liberate the flesh golems in Barovia. What's next?
Sorry, it's just a weird question because in my head I was like, well, I'm gonna make a B&B. I'm gonna get a Tony. Do not assume you know anything, Benedict. You do not know how the Morning Lord works.
Well, I spent a significant portion of my life working with those who were allowed to worship the Morning Lord, and I might not know a lot about how he does work, but I am pretty certain that I know how he does not work, and vampires are pretty much out of the question.
What would you like to do, Benedict? How do you resolve this? Since you're the voice of authority here.
There is no resolution. The only thing that I want is for you to cooperate, and preferably not stab any of us anytime soon.
When have I not cooperated?
Do I need to recount all of the times that you didn't, or because I already did that just earlier.
Well, no, you said that those were all times that I distracted you from a goal.
Us from a goal, and not
Oh, yeah,
distracted,
sorry.
derailed.
Ah, yes, my apologies. Helping those who are weaker. Very big derailment.
I think we can leave the helping of people to one side when also some of your actions have included stabbing people in our party.
Some would count that as also helping.
Well,
They're with the Morning Lord now.
All we are asking is that whatever you do in the service of the Morning Lord, or the supposed service of the Morning Lord, rather, will not include us.
I'll look you in the eye for a good, 30 seconds. Deal.
Now, third point of order, I believe that I owe you an apology.
Just that?
Ak, I believe that I owe you an apology.
Why?
It was rude of me to refuse your kinship offer, and while I will be honest and say that it means very little to me. Knowing what it means to you, I accept your kinship offer, Ak. I will be your kin.
You already kin. No choice. Decided.
Very well. And now, lastly, and I take out the mummified finger that is my current holy symbol. Since I suppose we've met one of our patrons, I think we might want to have a conversation with mine. And I snap the finger in half. Come on, Master, appear, if you feel so inclined.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I am going to die. Oh, that's cocked. Blah, 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 blah. Constitution, that's gonna be 15.
So, as you snap the finger, it's almost instant, as if you're shutting off a light. You see Benedict's eyes go completely blank as he hits the ground. The moment you hit the ground, Benedict, your complete vision goes dark, and you're back in that room. You see the desk before you. You sat in the plush velvet chair, and the red eyes glowing from beyond. So, snap the finger. You're refusing me. Refusing.
Not quite. Not quite yet. But for this conversation to begin, I would like to have my comrades talk to you as well. Because you see, this pact no longer concerns just me. And while I know you do not care much for fairness, I do.
Give me a persuasion check.
I am not good at these.
I don't know why you...
Well-
12. I don't know why you think you have leverage. However, I'll give them a show. And he claps his hands as, like, from behind you, you see as the light from the outside world kind of begin to pour into this office, but it just stops at his desk. All of you see in Lumiere, you feel just at the end of your detect magic, you feel another giant burst of this dark energy before this. I don't want to call it a portal, but it's as if you're looking into a viewing window, an arcane viewing window. It opens up and you can see Benedict in this high back plush chair. Just you get just the corner of him is kind of slightly turned, and you see these two glowing red eyes in the darkness. I completely give them a show, but that you decided to try and barter this pact, I'll entertain it. What are you trying to gain?
Well, you see, as it stands, the terms of our pact are pretty vague, and as you know very well, serving under the God of Justice for a while, I know that vague pacts do not lead anywhere good. You asked for service, and I, in return, gain my humanity back, but you did not define the service, and you did not define who you are. So, for me to decide if this pact is still worth it for me, we are going to have to discuss it now, and I have my comrades here to put their input if they feel so inclined.
Tell me. You there, girl, what is your name?
Before I even answer, I just turn to Ak and go, why do I keep resisting deals with the person who has my father when everyone else is making pacts with dark forces behind my back? My name is
very
Lumiere.
vocal about it.
Lumiere.
I was very
Like
vocal
very
about it.
confused at you.
Mm.
Sound like very confused at you.
Lumiere. Even though you can hear his voice, you cannot hear what Benedict is saying. Your friend here wishes to broker a deal while also having your input. Same goes for you, Lizard Thing, as well for the satire on the ground. Do you wish to aid him in doing this? Telling you, I myself, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't.
Does Axe still have me on the ground? Can I move?
I assume so, yes.
Can I get the fuck up, please?
And I guess no one's told me to get off you, so I'm still on you.
Okay, well, Ack, can you get off of me? I know we do this in private, but like,
595.
You can catch him again easily enough, Ak.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Act gets off you.
um,
That's it.
I'll walk up to. Well, no. Before I do anything, can I like pick up the pieces of my bear and mending it back together?
Sure, you can.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I'll walk up to Benedict.
Well, you can't like it's not you can't walk up to it, but it's like a viewing window. It's like a
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you hear me though? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got off. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Okay.
Just doing too many things at once, talking to too many people at once.
Oh, Benedict, if only you knew what hypocrisy meant.
These are the people you align yourselves with. I don't think they're going to help you. So, Benedict, what is your offer?
This is my offer. I am not the one that approached you with the deal. I believe, since
Be right back.
you are the one that came to me, that it is your responsibility to make your demands clear. Because you haven't, not up until now.
I don't have to explain anything to you. When I found you, you were meat. You were dead.
And I am completely fine with being meat again.
Is that
But-
so?
But you did find some use for me, otherwise you wouldn't have come to me. So, knowing that I am worth at least something to you, I ask, what do you want?
You see, as he presses his hand into the desk, you see it begins to, these little cracks begin to form along it, just hairline cracks. He begins to lean forward towards you. You guys can see the red eyes approaching, but the shadow still gets dragged with it. You only see as a little bit further as he leans forward, just the arched horns just peering from the darkness. I want you to become a Dark Lord to set me free.
And what exactly would that entail?
Being a Dark Lord gives you power. You have control over a certain section of Barovia, of this veil. Which means you'll have an untold amount of power. You could honestly remake yourself, if you so choose.
See now, Strahd, I do not care for power. That was never the question here. So,
What did you call me?
Strahd, well, I sincerely doubt that any devil would stoop so low as for his servants to be at the mercy of a vampire. So,
You see, as the hand stretches out and grabs your collar and pulls you in.
Oh my god.
As it does, the shadow dissipates. You see, as you're looking at yourself, I am not Strahd. I am you. I am what you keep trying to forget. I am what you're shying away from. If you do not want me, then set me free.
And how exactly am I supposed to do that? For once, give me an instruction, a clear instruction, or at least admit that you do not know how, and we can figure this out together. But this is not going to work, whatever you are.
I only exist within Barovia. If you become a Dark Lord, we can be separated. You can become a filthy human, whatever you want to become. And I can be left to rule here instead. You see, dying here doesn't just leave your soul to wander. Parts of you are fractured. Quite frankly, you dying here gave birth to me. So now I want to be set free.
So, now that we are finally have our terms more clear, explain to me why I should agree to that, knowing that there is a very feasible possibility that I learned of, that I could do it without becoming a Dark Lord, without being subjected to your whims.
You really are stupid. It's not about being subjected to our whims. We are the same, you and I.
We are not. We are really not.
You thought...
You are some parasite that latched onto me at some point in my life. But we are not the same.
Do you know what you are? You are a tiefling.
No, I am not.
The only parasite was Torm.
I am not a tiefling. I am a human through and through, and being cursed with this.
You know,
you.
You really are a fool. Lithril, I wish you finished the job. At least I wouldn't be stuck here talking. This idiot. You don't realize that you are simply... Your refusal to admit is what created me.
What is there to admit?
You keep saying that you are human. You are not.
I am. I was born human, and I was somehow cursed to be a tiefling. For... I do not know why. For the gods to have a kick?
And yet you aligned yourself with gods. You prayed over your little holy symbol.
And then I prayed over your cursed symbol, and I realized that it does me no good. So...
That is not a
once again,
symbol. It's not a symbol. I just gave it to you to feel better. That power is within you the entire time. It was you doing this. You only just needed to believe it. Don't sell yourself short. You're more powerful than you think.
Well, I see that your attempts at manipulation, Parasite, are not going to stop soon. So, as it stands, I refuse your deal. But if it kills me, so be it.
Are we hearing both sides of this now? I can't remember.
You are hearing both
I want
sides
to
of it now, yeah.
talk to.
Benedict, it does not sound like his deal requires you to harm any of us. If we want to continue this together, we need all of us, right? This is the whole idea. We fought with it multiple times now. We have gone through, well, quite a bit to keep Lithra with us. Why should you just go?
You see, because I do not trust this parasite, and if I am denied the little possibility that I have, knowing that I cannot trust this parasite, I do not have much to go on for, so either I go on without this parasite, or I do not go on at all.
You trusted it enough to make it deal in the first place.
I was lied to many times by the likes of this parasite, by the likes of your Morning Lord and his worshippers. And finally, I realize that I should probably not trust liars.
That's
I'll be seeing you soon, Benedict.
I sincerely hope that you
is
don't.
there like a form to this thing?
You see mostly shadow. Which
Can I
you
go
s-
up and sniff it?
No, it's not like in the. It's not in that current like plane. It's taken Benedict to a specific place, but it allowed you to see into this area, which looks like a red velvet office room.
I'm just trying to use this nice nose you gave me. Can you shut me down the one time I want to?
Yeah, you're not really getting anything. But as though you hear a loud snap of fingers, and Benedict, you wake back up.
So, that was my last point of order.
Seems we all have secrets.
Heck, no secret.
Was not a secret. I was pretty clear that I made a deal that I deeply regretted immediately after. But at least now, we all know where this deal stands.
Well, you tried to refuse and he still hasn't killed you, so this seems good.
Think, Heathred.
I think that I may have overestimated him before, and I will not do that again. I believe that if he could kill me, that he would. So,
What if you die, he dies?
of
Just
course, a parasite needs its host, doesn't it? Now, anyone else has a point of order they would like to take care of, or should we find a way to Evandusk somehow?
Ooh,
Wait, what,
I
sorry?
do have-
Sorry, I just missed what Joe says.
I said, does anyone have a point of order they would like to take care of, or should we find a way to get to Evandusk without angering the hunters?
All of this has been in service of getting done what we need to get done here. I certainly should, if we're all confident we can move a few steps without killing each other, we should continue. I
gonna
don't
slap
think.
Lithro for
I
trying
don't
to run away.
Those hunters are probably not going to help us find it now. I think is.
Wow, I just
I'm
ignored
concerned.
again. God damn!
What'd you say, Move?
Said I'm gonna slap Lithro for trying to run away from us instead of asking us for help.
I didn't try and run away. I just
The
moved.
fuck you didn't!
No, I did.
You
I just wanted to get some
invisible.
distance. And the
That's
reason why
what
I
we
stepped
call
away,
running away.
and the reason why I stepped away again is because you moved closer to me. I was fine just trying. I just wanted some distance.
Oh, that is what we in the business call running away.
Well, I think your business needs to get a better dictionary.
It's possible.
Okay, what's happening?
I wanted to slap him for trying to run away. I still think he tried to run away from us.
I mean, okay. Give me an attack roll.
And not trying to hurt him.
I mean, I still need to see if
I'm
you
not
hit him.
trying to actually fucking hit. Okay, fine.
He may just Roy Jones you. Who knows?
Oh, this is not D&D Beyond. I cannot roll an attack roll on my Flying J app. Oh my god.
What'd you do? Natural 20?
I fucking crit him.
Oh shit. I mean, it doesn't matter. It was just a really loud slap. So yeah, you get slapped.
Why is that the good roll?
You get slapped across the face, literal, by a three. I think you got 3 fingers in that hand. by a kobold hand across the face.
We friend, we help. No run.
Ag, I wasn't running. Also, I don't believe friends slap each other.
Kobolds slap each other all the time.
Well,
Kobold beat people up.
well, that's not how our friendship is gonna roll.
I'm gonna slap him again. Okay. You knew that was gonna come when you said that shit.
All right. So what are you guys doing? What are we doing?
Are you gonna roll to hit?
If he makes me, I'm not trying to roll to hit you. I'm just trying to like hit you on your anything.
Yeah, no, you can. You this time you give him a pal. I'll piggyback off the natural 20.
It's like buddy tap. On
Yeah,
the shoulder or on the arm or whatever.
yeah.
But a little too hard.
You kind of get the wind knocked out of you slightly. Yeah, a show of camaraderie in this after this all this shit that just went down. How I want to check in on everybody. How's everyone doing? How you doing right now, Benedict?
I think for the first time in like forever, Benedict is obviously not happy, but he feels a certain sense of relief, a certain sense of control.
Mhm.
Finally has a semblance of an idea what is going on, at least in his opinion.
Mhm.
And he is not okay, he is not fine, but he is oddly, I would say oddly calm,
Okay.
even
Mhm.
comforted by having some control finally.
Okay. Lumiere, you've seen a lot of stuff go down and a lot of threats thrown your way.
Yeah, just wondering how to keep going forward. Deliberately sent away the hunter people so that we could deal with Lithril.
Mhm.
But now I'm not sure where we're going. It's like, okay, we finally got, all right, maybe for a few minutes here we can function as a unit doing what we need to be doing. And I'm not sure what we need to be doing.
Lithril.
Well, Well, his faith's not shaken, so that's nice. And he's still got his teddy bear, so that's nice. I think he full on hates Benedict at this moment. And I think he's kind of wondering how we're going to proceed, because like they're not going to want me like walking behind them. I'm not going to be walking behind. Like, I won't want them walking behind me, so are we all just going to walk in a straight line together? So yeah, and then he's kind of he's I guess the only word I can think of is just like calculating things in his head.
Okay,
I guess. Yeah, I guess. I hope that's enough.
that's fine. And lastly, Ak.
Moon, you there?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, how's Ak feeling at this kind of moment?
Like Ack?
It's just great.
Wouldn't say anything particularly strange happened for me to feel weird.
All right.
Thinking that whole time, I was like, I don't think I'd feel any different. I think I'd feel like Ack.
Ack is not just a character; it's also a way of life. It's a mood.
It's a state of
feeling.
mind. All right.
Yeah.
So
I tried to come up with something. It's like, why the fuck would I think anything different after this? This is just a normal day for me.
it's all good.
I guess I hug someone a little more than I do ever.
Okay. So
There you go. I feel kind of weird for hugging Lithro for so long.
Weird in a good way, or
And I kind of just like hug myself like, that was weird. Why'd I do that?
So what are we doing?
I'd say it was a good way for you, Josh.
what? Sorry.
I said I'd say it was a good way for your question.
Yeah, I'll add this to my fanfic.
Beautiful. Everything I ever wanted out of this.
So yeah, so I think we pretty much fucked our relationship with the hunters now. Like, we can't go back in there strutting with Lithro, evidently like the murderer of Evan's sister, and be like, hey, so Evan Dusk, right?
Yeah, it's up to you. You may try. Some of you have built some good relationships with some of them. It may not. It may not all be lost. Who knows?
Benedict, I don't know if you're ever going to become a Dark Lord, but we need to find them and get these keys.
There is nothing less that I want than to become a Dark Lord, so that should not be a concern of yours, Amir. But we do need... there is no way that you would know where Evan Dusk is. Right?
I don't think that anything has been said that reminds me of direction. They were going to take us there after we camped, but I mean, perhaps I could try to find the hunters again and just sort of gloss over and tell them that we've dealt with Lithril, and then come back to the group. And I don't know, because they had intended to take us directly, but we could just ask for directions, I suppose. I don't think they thought ill of me or Ak for that matter. Perhaps you as well.
I would not be that certain about that part. But I do think there is a chance that he might allow us in and take us to Evandusk if we come back with Lithro restrained. But I know that Lithro would have a strong opposition to that plan, so...
I have an idea!
As much as I like to keep an eye on things, I don't really fancy trying to watch them to prevent them from hurting Lithril, and to watch Lithril from chafing at his bonds.
Wait, was
If
your
it would
plan
make-
tying him up?
Understandably,
what
Little,
was
that
your-
would be.
what
It'd
was
be
your idea,
understandable,
Ak?
Chief.
Was your
What is your
plan
idea,
tying
Ak?
him up?
Either
Was that what
tying
you
him
were
up,
just
and I
saying?
was about to offer that maybe to make more peace with Literal, and knowing that already Elvin doesn't like me, that they would tie up Benedict too just for show.
Never mind. That was my plan.
Oh. Well,
I didn't hear you say tying him up. My bad.
you see, we are kin. Uh, but yeah. So yeah, let's just say that Ak and Benedict forged this plan together and offer it to the group for approval.
But we tie Lithra up lightly so he can get out of it if needed.
But not me. You tie me, but you tie me like regularly.
I have.
I don't know why we would need to
Yeah,
tie
you
you
look
at
like
all.
him.
No, I was like, because I know my idea was, I was about to say, I'll just say this, Benedict.
Yeah, my idea was just Lithra.
Yeah, I know. I was saying that if Lithro was trained, I do know that Lithro would probably have an opposition for that idea. So, if it would make you feel better, I offer myself to be restrained too. I know that I am not on good terms with the hunters as it stands, so it would not seem that suspicious.
I think it would be very fucking suspicious after pretty much confirming that Lithro's the one that stabbed one of them. That we just decided to tie up someone who was against Lithro to begin with. Think
could
that's
say-
super fucking suspicious.
You could say that I tried to murder him back, which is not a good idea for us because we need both of us alive for the purpose, for our purposes.
Benedict, do you just want to be tied up?
Frankly,
mean,
no, but I
It's
know
really
but
unnecessary to tie you up.
But it also, but yeah, but I doubt Little. I would love for you to agree to this plan on your own accord, but I also think that I know you well enough now that you. I'm sorry, I couldn't. I saw what Kira wrote in the chat and I got distracted. I have no line of thought anymore.
I'm just saying, if we do this plan, someone has to be watching Lithro the whole time. Not because Lithro, because someone's gonna try and kill him.
Yeah, I don't think they're even going to let us near with Lithro under any circumstances. Or it's the only one of us who might have the silver tongue to convince them of this would be Lithro himself, and they're not going to listen to him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Axe got a silver tongue.
Well,
I
perhaps.
didn't even finish the fucking statement.
Well, the other option is that we could tail the hunters on their way to Evandusk,
They hunters, they
That
good at
is-
tracking.
which would be
They find
a
us.
great risk. Which would be a great risk, but our last option is to try and find Evandusk on our own, and none of us are familiar with these woods. As
What
much
if?
as I, what if?
If some of us, one or more of us, go to them without Lithril and simply ask for directions.
Man, everyone's stealing my goddamn plans. Fuck
Oh,
me.
so I had said it previously, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. That was my next plan. Son of a bitch.
So, who would go and ask for directions?
I'll give you two
Yeah,
guesses.
yeah. Just go to them and say, "Listen, we have we've handled the situation, but we didn't think that you might want us to come back among you after this. Could you perhaps just point us in a direction? And then I'll be gone from you again." I don't know. I'm not sure it's perfect either, but
It is worth the shot. So, I do not think that it would be wise for me to be the one.
I'll give you two guesses who should go.
I want Act to go because I know that I want Act to be like, To be like, we're sorry, we need directions. Where to?
I think it would be fine if that goes.
I fucking hate you all.
But I am happy to do it.
As a character, I'll go. But as a PC, that's sick. I hate you all. I'll go if that's what the plan is.
You don't have to do the voice. We will forgive you this one time.
I just need to start planning what I'm gonna say if I'm going. This is a conversation I have to have.
Yeah, I don't have any problem. I'm not insisting that Ak go. I'm not trying to get out of it in any way. I thought maybe Ak Moon yourself would want to do it, so we weren't excluding you. I didn't want to make it
I
be
wasn't
like,
sick.
oh, we would never trust Ak to do this, because they certainly would.
Fucking axe going. Fuck it, I'm going.
Okay.
I know what you mean. I'd be gung ho about it if I was normally. Fuck it, I'll just do it. This is gonna be something.
Okay. So you're going by yourself, Ak, or Lumia, are you chaperoning?
I think I'd better stay. I don't think just Benedict and Lithril is a great idea. But
Yeah.
I'm going to use... Well, how far away from where we think they were? Like, if they had just gone back to their cap. We're not that far away, right?
Yeah, you're not that far away. No.
I can also follow the path back because I cut trees and stuff
That too.
on the way
Right.
to this.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that I'm going to pull out my little misty lens, and I'm going to cast clairvoyance on the camp.
Okay.
See if they're there, and if they are there, great. Then I can keep an eye on the scene while Ak goes there.
Yeah, no, they're there.
Okay.
You see that they're preparing their stuff though, but you know and from what you can see, they've wrapped Adola's body. Yellowman is still next to it while the rest of the camper they're beginning to break the stuff down, and you know they're kind of like getting ready, but they're like high alert. They're just ready to move at any point in time. Like you can see that the fear has already gone away. And there's a few of them that are actually still with their bows drawn, just watching outwardly.
Ak, you should hurry. They're getting ready to leave, but I can watch and make sure that nothing... Well, I'll know if anything goes awful.
Okay, me go.
All right. You begin to make your way back. And immediately as you make your way out of the shrubbery and make yourself... do you make yourself apparent immediately?
When I get there, I'm gonna put my hands up
Okay.
and calmly walk in.
Okay. So as soon as you have your hands up, you begin to walk through the shrubs and make yourself apparent. You see the bows are already drawn towards you, and you just hear, wait! You hear the voice of Eleven as he steps forward, and Yelevan gets up and begins to follow closely behind. His eyes still wet with tears, and like his face is still kind of like, you know, has the remnants of tears on his face. And even before Eleven can say anything, Yelevan just, where is he?
He in forest. Being dealt with.
Dealt with? What does this mean?
No yet. Strahd.
Strahd? He's aligned with Strahd?
No other puppet.
Puppet. He kind of like he turns around like angrily. His Ilan just kind of like pushes him slightly to the side. So what I gather, Lithril was being controlled.
Yes.
Hmm.
Strahd. Act Morning Lord.
Oh. Act Morning Lord. I'm sorry, I don't understand, but why is it that you come before us now? It was very dangerous, Ak.
What is the town we're going to again?
Evan Dusk.
Direction, Evan does. No bother you.
Is Lithril still alive?
Yes. Bound as well.
It's gonna be hard, but give me a persuasion check.
I mean, technically, I'm not lying because I do want to bind him.
Yeah, no, you're not lying. No, that's why I said persuasion.
Oh, 18.
18.
Oh my god.
This is against my better judgment. And as he begins to speak, Yalavan steps up. No, you can't. He's aligned. He said he was controlled, not aligned. Besides, you cannot forget, just yesterday they did help us. I am sorry for Idola. But maybe it was Strahd working through him.
Yes.
Yalavan, his eyes filled with fury.
Friend, no like before. Was it a church that took him? Right? It was a church.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Church take. Torture. No same.
Yalavan turns around and goes back to his sister. He looks towards you. Rika, get the map. You see one of the younger hunters. She goes into a pack on the side, pulls out a small little parchment. This map will show you the way to Evandusk. Although this map is old, Barovia has changed. It's changed over the centuries. This map still shows you the way to Evandusk. We are within the mist. However, I know that you do have a way of seeing through this mist. Here's the map. Please.
I want to go over to the guy's dead sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to cut my hand
Mm-hmm.
and put a little blood in her and draw the symbol for my clan or my kin.
Mm-hmm. As you're doing that, you see Yalavan's eyes are still like he brings himself up to look at you, and then immediately as you cut your hand, you see his face like he gets tense. But then he sees what you're doing and kind of reads your body language, and then his face kind of falls again. And he like kind of lowers his head. He lets you continue to do that and draw the symbol of your clan on her body. He doesn't say anything.
Brave warrior.
He simply nods. You can just hear his sobs. He just sobs into himself. And he says nothing, but your eyes catch Yalavan's, and he nods with a slight smile. The rest of the hunters though, they keep a wide berth. You can see that they're still really tense.
I imagine so.
Yeah. But you do have a map to Evandusk.
I shall head back to them.
All right. You see all this, Lumiere, using the clairvoyance. And
Yeah, let the others know that he seems to be all right and got the info and is on his way back.
it's not before
The
long.
map is ruined. It's covered in blood.
It's not. Make a save for the map. But it's not before long. That Ak shows up again.
I will give
Excellent work,
yeah,
Ak. Thank you. We'll,
Me
take a look at
try
the map.
explain situation.
I couldn't hear. I could only see, but it looked like you did a very nice job. Obviously, got the results.
Well,
I'm gonna slap Ak across the face.
Can I
Good job.
react? Can I react to try and catch his hand?
Sure.
Now, I'm sorry. No. I'm gonna jump in here and say that somebody said that back at the Kobold there, people would slap each other all the time.
Yeah,
So why
I'm still
would
a
I
warrior. I'm not gonna just let someone hit me.
But that's not a hit. That's a friendly kobold slap.
You can make a
So-
dex save.
Oh, it's okay. He slapped me
I'm
real
trying
good.
to
I got.
I'm trying to hold Wood accountable to his own words here.
You can hold me accountable. I'm also an idiot, so
Uh,
I rolled a 1 anyways. So
so yeah, Lithel gives you a hard
Don't even
sudden
notice it.
slap. Yep, the hard sudden slap. As hard as Lithel can muster anyway.
I feel like he would hurt himself or herself more than me.
This is Dark Lithel.
No.
Dark Lithel feels no pain.
That doesn't mean that you don't get injured.
But you guys have Akka's return with the map. Little show of camaraderie, and well, the day is yours.
Well, Serve Dusk.
Indeed.
All right. So it's not too long. The map itself, it is an old map of Barovia. You see it's sort of like in a central location in the middle of a clearing. But then you wonder that doesn't make any sense. But you begin to head your way there. Who's ever just leading and following the map, just give me a survival check.
I mean,
It's not gonna be
I
hard.
have to imagine he'd be looking at the map and I'd be kind of listening to directions
Oh, who's ever doing
as
it?
the nose.
Who's ever doing it?
Well, if Ak is sort of leading and I'm looking at the map, then maybe I can do it with advantage.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that works too.
Survive.
Give him the help action with my nose.
Yeah. Which is good because one of those was a 2, but one of them was a 15 for 19 total.
All right, yeah, no problem, no issue. I just gotta bust your balls a little bit, but you guys, follow the road. You leave before the hunters leave. You leave immediately as they're still shaking and doing what they got to do in order to get themselves ready. But you set out. And following the map. You see that on the map itself, they have some certain scrawlings of like some X's and things like that of things to avoid. Pretty much, you kind of get the feeling that the way to avoid. They begin taking around this large hill. You see that large hill or whatever. There's just copious amounts of bodies put on it. You see in the distance on some of the other like going through some of the clearings. You see crucified, burnt. Bodies of humans and other things that are set atop to rot in the sun. The mist, it's a bit thicker as you continue to go on. The hours drone on until you reach this area of the mist where it's ridiculously thick. You can barely see even a foot in front of you. You just see grass that's slightly dead. If I'm going to say anything else, slightly dead, and you can see that there are patches of just a regular soil, just like black, like blackish, rusty soil. But you see that, judging by the map, you should be here.
I'm sure it's very too overly intense to like constantly try to look the entire journey like through the little lens. But obviously, when I'm hitting certain patches, trying to take a look around and sort of see if I can cut through the fog at all.
Yeah, I assumed you were because doing this would just be ridiculous. But you pop up the lens, begin to look through the mist, and in the far off distance, you just see a singular flag flying. It's just a motif of a moon and a sun, but in between is this really dark, long cloud.
I can see a flag in the distance. Seems like we should be in the neighborhood, but Certainly nothing that looks like a town.
Well, maybe not in the traditional sense. We are in after.
Of course. Just wanted to make sure if anyone had any thoughts other than simply walking toward this and seeing what happens.
Nothing from me.
I could try to look at the flag area from a distance again, as I did when I watched Act with the Hunters, but it seems almost necessary. I can see from here it looks like just a flag, but I'm sure there's perhaps more to the situation. Shall we march onward?
So it seems.
You could talk to a twig again.
Actually, I can't right now.
You do not have to say that so patronizingly, literal, saying that a twig gave you away last time.
Well, you would know about patronizing.
At least when I refuse to speak to the twig, it's not because everyone thinks I'm the one who killed the twig.
Oh no, the poor twig.
I'm just gonna walk off.
Okay.
The flag.
You're gonna head towards the flag. As you continue walking on, you just psst.
Hi.
You're on the front. What you doing here?
It's really an excellent question. We have been told to come to Evandusk. This seems to be where it's supposed to be.
Why, who's your sponsor?
Well, originally, Madame Ava told us to come here. Are you familiar with her?
Oh, shit. You just hear the voice kind of like peter off for a second. All right. Go around the rock. We'll get you in.
All right. If I see a rock, I'll go around it.
You begin to make your way. You're gonna make your way around. As you see, as you roll around this large like rock that you see, like it was kind of next. It was as you continue to go forward, there's a large rock and it like right beyond the flag. As you head around it, you just see popping from the rock a hand, just kind of beckoning you forward, just popping right out of the rock. Come on, this way.
Yeah, we'll go through.
All right.
Gesture to everybody else. Make sure they're noticing.
I follow.
You walk to the rock and then you walk through the illusion. As you see, it's literally this cavernous, like this cave entrance that seems to go deeper down into the depths of the earth. Of the earth, whatever. As you see standing before you, this older human fellow. His hair is very wispy and gray. He has one of his eyes is bulging out really odd, and you see as like he's wearing like this really dirty jacket and like boiled leather getup. And he's, well, I didn't think that Madame Ava would send any more people our way. Oh, come on. He kind of walks with a limp as he's continuing to go down the entirety of the cavern. Of this cave entrance. When eventually you begin to hear you begin to hear voices, just a myriad of voices going off. And as you make your way down there, you then see like this orange light that begins to splatter across the cave wall. And then as you make your way down, and turning that corner, the gentleman turns to his left and he kind of like presents to you, as you can see, like this large cavernous entrance. And in here you see what the source of the light was. There's like this large pillar with these large like crude iron sconces with flames lit around it, and it begins to light the entirety of the town, which is, it's more or less a shanty town. It's mostly made of like different wagons and carts. You do see there are a few buildings here that are set up, and each one they have like these little tiny sconce lanterns that are kind of dangled across the entirety of the city, with a small little with a statue in the center. And he's, well, it's not much, but it's our place. Welcome to Everdusk. I'm glad you're sponsored. What mercenary company are you part of, or are you Vistani? Cat out your tongue. What?
Neither here nor there, really, but I guess you could say that we align ourselves with Vistani, not being Vistani ourselves.
Okay. Well, can you handle yourselves in a fight at all?
That is certain.
Okay, because you need to if you're gonna be here. All right. All right. Rules of Evan Dusk: don't make any trouble. If you fight, don't fight inside the final sip. We don't do that. And well, there is no third rule. Everything else is kind of free game. You got any jewels and shit? There's fencers here, all types of stuff. If you hire anybody, make sure you keep to your contracts. They don't like that shit here, and most likely, if you don't keep to your contracts, you'll probably be killed, maimed, and then crucified. So, yep. Welcome to Evan Dusk. And enjoy your stay.
One last thing.
What?
Do you know where the Vistani usually hang around in Evandusk?
Oh, they're all over. You can't really throw a dead cat without hitting one.
Okay.
Hell,
Good, thank you.
if you really want to talk to one, you could talk to Moonderek. I believe he's a Vistani.
Very well, thank you.
All right. Shit. And he kind of like, he begins to hobble off. And you guys begin to walk into Evandusk. And as you walk in here, you can see that there are all sorts of people here. Humans. There are some goblins, even though you haven't really seen any in Barovia. But there are some goblins here. You see some dragonborns, all sorts of different creeds. But they are a very rough and tumble looking sort. Many of them have scars. A lot of them have battered armor and weapons. And as you come into the city, into this town, you see that most of it's mostly like a circular type of design, topology, where there you see like these really broken down, dusted signs that you kind of have to squint to barely see exactly what they say. The only one that's kind of crowned and in light is the final sip, which is obviously a tavern or a pub. As you see the door swing out, you see two people literally come out of the door in the throes of combat, fighting each other. You can see the Tack and Still, which is a blacksmith. You see the Side Satchel, which is a general store, and something kind of catches all of your eyes, though. It's this one strange little odd it's an odd tent. It's kind of like a velvet tent, but it's very dirty, and it's really like kind of torn to shreds. Like you can actually see inside of it from there, and you can see like a small little gas or like oil like lantern in the center on a table. But it says Baldurceus Oddities. And beyond that, there is one other building that seems to be out in the front. You see two armored guards that are standing out front. One seems to be human, maybe in his mid 40s, and another one is a small like, halfling that looks like he eats nails for breakfast, pretty much. But that door doesn't. But that building doesn't have any sort of labeling on it. But as you walk into the city, time is yours. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, fully out of character, if any of the others of you were told much more than to come here.
Well, I, for one, am going to focus on two things. One is finding with Derek, hoping that he knew about Ava, that we could keep talking to him. And two, if there are any other fortune tellers, specifically card readers, in Evandusk.
Okay. Oh.
So was that tent that we could see into? That was that guy's name?
No. You were told to speak to Munderek.
Munderek, right.
Yeah, you were told to speak to Munderek. However, coming here, you have pretty much full access to the town, in terms of, you know, whatever you want to do, see or talk to anybody. You know, it's just, you know, following the rules, and, you know, these guys are all mercenaries and whatever else, and sell swords and hunters. So literally, it's all about how you want to go about the investigation and what you want to do. Or do you just want to cop a squad and get some food and relax yourselves?
I definitely want to go get some food.
Perhaps we let Moon. Perhaps we let Axe
Hell yeah.
stomach guide us.
Well, Ak, give me a perception check with advantage.
Oh boy, I'm good at those, aren't I? Oh, fuck you.
It's not too hard.
Yeah, well, something tells me not too hard, still not good enough with a 3.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Why do you do this, Moon? I'll take your passive perception. So
I guess you kind of have to.
So yeah, you kind of like raise your nose and begin to sniff as it leads you to the final sip, as you smell of these for the first time in quite a while, cooked meats. Well, not first time because you did have a thing, but you smell cooked meats and alcohol and all sorts of things. And like
Color that.
Hmm?
I like to believe that with my shitty perception rolls, that what happens is I smell it and I'm so hungry that I just run after it with my eyes closed and just run into all the fucking trees and all the buildings.
Perfect. Yes. With a bloody nose. You finally step into the final sip as you see it's like a lot of it doesn't stop as you go in, and you can hear immediately as the crowd in here is quite loud. There are no waitresses or waiters here. You just see one gruff looking bartender behind the bar. He has a great sword on his back, quite muscular, and is like he kind of has like this claw mark across his chest. And then you see as people kind of walk up, and some of them are still like immediately like in front of him. Two people share words. One spits on the other. They get into a fight. He simply like moves forward and pushes them to the side. And then he looks forward and looks right at you, Ak. Hey, you got a guest. Tell me.
Where? Guess where?
You, my little brew friend. What's your name?
Ak!
All right, Ak. What can I do you for?
Food! Meat! Now!
All right. It's good to know what you want in this world. All right. He turns around and he just goes to the back. The two that were split apart continue fighting yet again. Then you hear just like another man from the side, like off the corner. Take it outside. You know the rules. And they like kind of fight into a tumble as they come out of the door into the back into the outside into the area. Back into the Evandusk proper. Did everyone else walk into the final sip with Ak?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they fought
Sure.
past as as the bartender comes back around, and he puts down a platter for you, Act, to enjoy yourself. There's like a small little like there's like the 2-pronged forks like stabbed into the meat and just kind of slides it over to you.
Listen, I have eaten the entire plate and the food already.
That'd be 3 gold.
I have money. I just don't know how much money. Hold on. Where is my money? Haven't looked at it forever. Ooh, 21 gold. I'm gonna give him 6 gold for more.
All right. He
I have to imagine that the 3 gold was actually because I ate his shit, not because of the food.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I do want another 3 gold worth of food.
Okay, yeah.
The rest of it.
He'll bring it back out, and as he does, he'll look toward toward everyone else. And you're all new in town. What can I get you? What do you want?
I can't believe I just spent 6 gold on fucking food.
Well, seeing as I only have 9 gold, I'm wondering.
Well, like I said,
How much does it cost for actual food?
It's not a lot. It's like a silver. But
Yeah, it's like a lot of food I just bought.
Yeah, you got a lot of food already, so you probably don't even need to buy anymore unless Ak eats all of it. Then
No fucking way. If it's 1 silver for food, no way.
Yeah.
I just need 3 gold with the food.
Yeah, I don't know how hungry Ak is, so there you go. Yeah, like there's more than enough for you guys from what Ak purchased, so you guys can eat. And as he sees all you, he looks up, he looks over to another table that's kind of full. Oh, you animals, we got guests. Get up. You say they all begin to get up and begin to move on, and begin to walk out of the final sip. As you guys are presenting the table, he's, have a seat. I treat the new ones nicely. However, second time around, don't expect the same treatment.
I just spent 3 fucking gold on food here. He better treat us nice always. Eat his fucking face.
Good luck with that. So
I was saying that just out of character, not to him.
Yeah, you guys are given a seat, but Lumiere, at the corner of your eye, you can see just from off the side, there is one singular booth that's kind of left. It tries to be luxurious, but you see there's patch and knife marks in it. The table itself, although it's round with a small little flickering lantern in the center, it still looks like shit, but looks like shiny shit a little bit. And you see one gentleman's kind of leaned back, his arms are along across the entire back of the chair. His hair is like brown, but it's long, and then the one singular braid is down with it's like a metal bead in it. Like his chest is open, he's got the trench coat on, and he's just kind of looking across at you.
I will meet his gaze. See what he does.
You look at him for a bit, and then he kind of just gives like this wry smile, just nods his head towards you.
Does he seem Vistani?
You can give me an insight check if you want to try and see if he's Vistani.
Oh, 11.
11? Can't really tell. Even though his pose is like really open, he's still a bit more you can see he's still kind of protecting himself a little bit. He's at the ready.
Well, I'm gonna say something to the others. Seems to be a gentleman over there has taken interest in us. I don't know. Should we simply look for the people we thought to look for, or see what he has to say?
Forgive me for being so forward, but is he taking interest in us or specifically in you? Because
Well, my insight is not so strong, so I probably can't tell.
I would help, but I am definitely too busy face fucking the food.
Okay, then let us meet this mysterious man.
Perhaps if we go together and his interest wanes, we will know the.
I suppose so.
So you approach?
I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy
Yeah.
Lumiere.
We'll walk over.
Okay. Luther, what are you doing at this time? Are you going as well, or are you staying behind?
I'll go.
Okay. You all stand as you begin to head over. You quickly notice as the room begins to get quiet for the first time. As you guys step closer, you see these two large guards begin to. They seem to have come from almost nowhere, but you did clock them. But they moved rather quickly. As you get closer, the face is he's smiling still. Then as he looks, now, boys, it's not necessary. It's okay. You're a guest here. They turn and look at him. Please, you can leave your fine scaled friend eating. Join me. I like to meet all the new people in my town.
Let's see. Nope, definitely don't notice they have left.
I think Benedict would have called this to Act's attention.
Definitely
Well,
not paying
Act-
attention.
Okay, that is up to Act.
That's good.
Good, because that's what you're getting.
Well, then I turn to him and ask, "Your town?"
Yes, I am the uncrowned king of Evendusk. I am Munderic.
What convenient happenstance for us. I sit down at the booth.
Great. Well, going to continue standing is very rude.
It seems everyone is very welcoming to the newcomers around here. I'll sit down as well.
That's because usually things are, we like newcomers, especially those that can do different things. You'd be useful to the town. Want to size you up. Tell me, what brings you to Evendusk? Why are you here? You had to have a sponsor to even come here, to even know of this place. Who told you about this place?
I pull out the deck of cards and I say, "We were sent here by Madame Ava.
So, she's dead. It's the only way you would get that deck. Tell me, how did she die?
I think you can very well guess."
I don't want to guess. I want to hear. How
Then,
did she die?
from what we could gather, she was at a camp with other Vistani and the devil found her.
Okay. So, it seems you have the proper credentials to be here. It's good to know. So, she obviously sent you here for a reason. Did she tell you?
I think that is the part we're hoping you might be able to fill in.
You see, as he kind of looks to the side and you have the box. This is all becoming clear. Well, if we're going to do anything, I guess we're going to start from the beginning. Lastly, I must ask you, what are you looking to do? What exactly... This land is plagued. The devil rules over it. It continues to... I would not call him he, I would call it it. Continues to kill people, bathe in blood, destroy this land. My home. When it comes to Strahd, what are you looking to do?
Well, for my part, I am, as these others well know, I am looking to free my father, who, it seems, is in the clutches of a former traveling companion of ours who now works for the devil.
That's very unfortunate.
We have been thrown together by strange circumstance and fortunes, but it seems that our various interests will require us to challenge it for a time.
I asked Lumiere to take out the lens and show Munderic that I am now a part of Barovia. And say, I am not from Barovia, originally. And I realize that as things stand now, I am bound to this place. So, it is my interest to free Barovia so I may be free myself.
Okay. And you. I smell death on you. You smell a bit like him, actually. What are you looking to do?
I merely serve the Morning Lord.
I've known people who serve the Morning Lord. You ain't one of them.
You're wrong.
Well, geez, Ava. You sure know how to pick them.
Oh, by the way, I haven't sat down. I'm still stood.
You still stood? All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be challenging Strahd, you'll need some things. Strahd isn't afraid of much, but the three things that he does fear are still here. He continues to keep them locked away. If you're gonna deal with him, you're gonna need these things. Other than that, it's pointless. There are 3 artifacts in Barovia. The Sun Sword. The Sun Sword? You fight a cat?
Of course I am.
I know that face. There's the Sun Sword. The holy symbol of Ravenkind. And then there's the Tome of Strahd. I know where one of these things are. The Sun Sword.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last one.
The Tome of Strahd.
Okay, it's in this one.
It tells of his history. He usually tries to keep it hidden away. However, I know where the Sun Sword is. But before we can go get it, we need to go see Orlista.
Benedict, Benedict may or may not be holding on to the table a bit too hard, and maybe like slightly like digging his nails into it.
I'm sorry, friend. Seems you've met Alyssa already. Don't feel bad. She does that to most men she meets.
Our acquaintance was merely passing.
They usually are.
Um, yeah.
However, the Sun Sword is in the possession of Vladimir Horngard. He was once the leader of the Silver Dragon Knights. Don't worry, he's dead. However, he opposed Strahd centuries ago. Keeps himself locked away in this palace. Alyssa has the key. We get the key from her. We go back to Vladimir Horngard. We get the Sun Sword. We could be well on our way. Well, you can be. My place is here. But I wish you all the best of luck. But getting these 3 items. Yes?
No, go on, finish it.
Getting these 3 items will give you a slim, better chance of dealing with Strahd. He's way more powerful than he was. We don't know what changed. He's different.
Different how?
Before Barovia was able to... Barovia was just a singular part of this dimension. We always knew that there were other parts. And that's where the Dark Lords come from. Mordenheim and a few others. It was only a few years back when Barovia started to expand. He began to get control of the Dark Lords. They began to bow to him. He took their planes. Well, now he's like some sort of omni leader above them. I'm not sure where he's drawing this power from. Before he could only really act on Barovia, but now he can act over the entirety of the plane. He can be anywhere. He can be almost anyone.
Are these other Dark Lords of the other areas that he has taken over, has he convinced them to serve him willingly, or are they just frightened?
I've only met only one other. That was Orlista. And Orlista used to be a bride of his.
That complicates things.
Quite. But she was only a toy. He only has eyes for one. And he points toward the box.
Benedict is, by the way, deeply uncomfortable with this kind of conversation. But yeah.
I guess part of what I'm getting at is if we are going to get some key from Molista, is it sort of we can help you against him way, and she might be interested in that, or is it merely a fight?
The others may be able to be convinced. Orlista, however, infatuated. Everything she does is for him. However, if you could find a way to turn her away from Strahd, that would be amazing.
Well then, by all means, let us start with the most impossible.
can see why Ava chose you.
Another question, actually,
Shoot.
not too far off from the topic of Ava, but do you happen to know any card readers in Evandusk?
Yeah. If you, that crazy tent outside, Valdez Oddities, yeah, he's into shit like that. You know, Ava, she was always into cards and stuff. I'm more like getting my hands dirty.
Okay, thank you.
I hope those cards serve you better than they served her.
I certainly hope so.
Anyone else have any questions?
Only perhaps if there's anything else this town offers us in our task, then besides the information, which is much appreciated.
Well, for the time being, since you know Ava, I think I'll do her a favor. Well, I'll do what I can. After a while, defeating Strahd became her life's work. She tried to raise the revolution and tried to revolt. It didn't work out too well. While you're here, since it's your first time, you can use whatever is at your disposal. He turns, Hassan. Yeah? Let him stay for free. Here you go. Everything else, you can use as well. Also, take this. He takes out a small little pin that is the same symbol as the flag outside. This will make you pretty much an honorary citizen of Evandusk. We have a fence here. Luann. If you have anything worth trading, maybe to get you some nice stuff.
Thank you.
No problem. Enjoy your food and whatever else you're going to have. Good luck.
Yes, you may be a little over-promising a little bit, giving us hospitality with our friend Ak, but
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much left.
he'll slow down eventually.
Didn't eat that much food. I said I wasn't gonna eat.
It looks like we're.
Yeah, you did, you
It
fat
looks like
fuck.
we're entering. It looks like we're entering phase 3 out of 10 of the meal, so we should be. We should be expecting at least 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Leaving food for my friends. What the fuck?
But you receive as you kind of finish your conversation, Derek kind of just nods.
Feel attacked.
And he nods. And just kind of looks he doesn't look at you. He's kind of giving like a 10-yard stare for right now. That wry smile isn't there anymore, and he's just in deep contemplation. At that point in time, the guards like kind of move back into position. Not ushering you on, but they just sit back in position, seeing that Moon Derek is done at the point right now. He's done.
Walk back over and eat some of the food that Ak has clearly left for us.
Feel attacked.
I thank Derek for his kindness, and I join the meal.
Mhm.
And also, if this counts, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because we are essentially going to get a long rest soon. But if I may, at least use 1 hit die because I'm at 16 HP because I was sassing the Devil of Barovia earlier, and I feel like Like maybe I could take care of myself a bit.
Yeah, but
You know, sometimes you just gotta open your big fat mouth, and it's always worth it.
but yeah, you guys sit at the table and you begin to eat. You continue to eat as the day starts to come to a close. Do you guys want to do anything else before the end for today?
I would like to, I suppose, as we're, Benedict, fully wounded, would probably go to the oddities shop the day after. But I think before going to sleep, he would try to read the cards again on his own.
Okay. Just roll and give me your spellcasting mod.
Okay. So just roll because
Mm-hmm. And add your spellcasting modifier.
12.
12. Okay. As you begin to pour over the cards, turning them over and trying to gain a reading, I'm going to roll something here. Okay. So, as you do so, you see that the illustrations on the cards are still slightly moving in odd ways. As you get to pour over the cards and flip them, you see, as you flip over one card that's completely and entirely blank. This card wasn't in there before. As you look deeper and deeper into the card, I'm going to roll something. You sense a sudden sense of urgency catches you. Your heart beats faster. As you look, you see as the card begins to, from the top of it, begin to bleed. As it begins to roll over, you blink. The blankness of the face. As the blood rolls down, it begins to pour out from the entirety of the card. It begins to spread out like spider webs. And then you see the blood solidify. And you just see in it a picture of you. Horns extended long. Wearing this dark set armor and this sadistic smile. Just looking over its shoulder toward you. You kind of try to move side to side, but the eyes continue to follow you. And at the bottom of the card, it just says Destiny.
I hate this so much. Benedict's fully like kind of like as if slamming a book shut, it like kind of like slams the deck together.
Okay.
And
Do so.
goes to sleep, panicking.
Okay. You get back in your bed and begin to fall asleep. Lumiere, we come to you. What are you doing?
Well, what are our sleeping arrangements? We all have rooms here or what?
Yeah, you all have rooms, separate rooms. They're not the nicest, of course. They're all pieces of shit rooms, but they're rooms nonetheless.
Well, yeah. She sits in her room with the door open to the hall the whole night. Watching for any trouble from the rooms of her companions.
Okay. I understand that. It's hard for Lumiere to trust right now. Too much to worry about.
Well, it just seems stupid not to pay attention. She can't get Doesn't want to be stupid.
Okay. All right. As you sit on the bed, just looking out, your eyes are fixed to the threshold. You see just a familiar shadow kind of stretch along the light. The familiar male pattern baldness, the hair is kind of slightly frayed to the sides, the stature, the way the shoulders are slouched. Even like you just hear a singular step. Even the step sounds familiar. And you do.
It cannot be, but I'll go to the door and look out.
You walk out to the door and you look out. And you see just a small little, a bit of mist. It's like seemingly apparated of nowhere. It's just floating in front of you. You've already been in evidence for quite some hours. You haven't seen mist in here. But it floats just there.
Look any different through the lens?
Open the lens. You look through the lens, and as you look, you see a long corridor tearing through the mist. And at the back, you can see your father. You see him as he's just standing before you. His hands are shackled. His mouth is bound. And he's forced to his knees. And you see stepping from the shadows a brilliant flash of red light. The hooded figure of Zek. The hand on the shoulder. As he just holds his hand outwards. I mean, it's to kind of beckon you forward. And just below the darkness of the cowl, you see a sly smile. I'll be seeing you soon. The mist disappears.
Just grumpy. Go back into my room. Obviously somewhat traumatized by this, but also just pissed that, like, finally I try to stay up and pay attention to the bullshit that goes on in the middle of the night, and it's bullshit that happens to me.
Give me a sanity roll here, please.
Yes, of course. That's a total of 9.
Okay, and that 11 points of sanity damage here.
Exciting.
But you stay in your room. And I'm assuming I don't think you're gonna fall asleep, are you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Well, we'll come back to that next time around. Lithro, what are you doing in your room?
So I'll be sat on my bed, cross-legged, with my bear beside me. In my head, the bed is like against a wall, so like the bear would be like against it. With my book in front of me and my trusty serrated dagger next to the book. I'll just be like, my eyes closed and just kind of, I guess meditating. I guess meditating is the closest word I can think of.
All right. So as you close your eyes and begin to focus, you feel as the world drops away from you. You don't feel the bed anymore. You feel this almost welcoming coldness. And as you do, you hear a slight like rapping of a nail on wood. And then what do you do with your eyes closed? You hear this rapping.
Well, I want to open my eyes, but I'm worried that if I open my eyes, it'll drop the meditation. So, I'll just say hello.
You say hello, and you feel this chilled, cold breath on your neck. Don't worry. They cannot hear us here. I'm sorry you had to find out that way. But you can still help Jack. Jack does exist. And he can be also serving the Morning Lord. At the same time.
How do I help him?
You have to finish the book. Only that way will Jack be set free.
Well, I think it's time I started doing these by myself. Like, not by myself, for myself.
No, I agree. Unfortunately, things didn't turn out the way that I might have wanted. I was having a bit too much fun. I didn't trust you. But seeing as how devout you are, I will start trusting you now. Finish the book. And you can free Jack.
Very well.
Good. As you sit there, you hear just metal kind of clattering on the wood. It is okay. You can open your eyes. You see in front of you this crystal, it's like a crystal stem cup, like this metal with the metal feet. Inside is this swirling red liquid. Drink.
Okay.
You begin to drink it down. It's thick and cold. It just spills down your throat. This taste of metal just fills your entire palate. At first, it's hard. You feel like you're going to regurgitate, but you manage to keep it down. You place the cup back down. It kind of slides it away from you. Good. Well, I shall return you to your friends. Please make the Morning Lord proud. As he turns and walks away, you still see yourself in that chair, but you see the image of him walking away along with the table, pulled away as he's walking into an infinite distance. You look back up. Your eyes open, but not because you're pulled from it, but something does grab your attention. And it's a small trickle running down the corner of your mouth. You see, as the bear is completely fixed, pristine and new, as if never touched. You want to say something, Lithro, please? You can.
No. Probably should have asked if he wanted someone specific while I had the moment. So I guess no. I guess I'll just hope that I'll pick someone good.
Okay. And then, lastly, we come to Ak. What are you doing?
I had a long time to think about this and did none of that. I'm gonna go see Lumiere's. Yeah, I'm gonna go see how Lumiere's doing.
Okay.
Hello, Ak.
Can't do it anymore. You okay?
I don't think that's quite the word for it, but I can't really let the night go by. Who knows what's going to happen with these people? Or myself.
Agree. Friends being stupid.
Remind me, Ak, what it is you need here?
Nothing, just see friend.
I mean here in this place, in Barovia.
Oh. I look for Lady Lindro. My kin mother.
Maybe we should just look for her.
I can know where she is.
It just seems the other things we are trying to find are, well, keep being whisked away from us. Perhaps we should look for her.
We find Lindra, we find Strahd.
Ah. So not right away then, huh?
Good idea to wait. I remember correctly, right? You said the last time I saw her, Strahd was riding her,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember that was a long time ago.
All right,
D&D
then.
players can remember things. Yeah, might maybe want to not do that first.
All right. I guess none of us is after something that is going to be good to find in some ways.
We could. I mean, there's a chance in us finding her without him, but it's still a dragon.
Is she not going to welcome you back? She does not want you to find her?
I don't know.
I just love Ak's voice. I love Moon's voice coming out of Ak. It's the greatest.
I can't. It hurts so much.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I just love it. I just picture Ak like, oh.
Oh man. I don't know if she would attack me or not, but I have to imagine she would. Does not seem the same. Like Lithro.
Well, it's just that I continually wonder, of course, if sticking with this, the prophecy in this situation, if it is really the right way to go, but it seems that there are no paths, right? If I say, well, just give it all in, go directly after my father. Where is he? He is with Zek, who is with Strahd. Well, maybe we go after Lithro's desires instead. Where's what he needs? I'm sorry, Ak, your needs. Where if we go after what you need? She is also with Strahd. So I guess we have no choice.
Yes. I mean, I don't know what would happen. We could look and see if we can gather any information, but I have nowhere to even begin to look. Unless we know where Strahd chills.
How do you feel about turning in that axe for a sun sword, or whatever they called it?
If I... Me swing get hurt?
I think that's the idea.
Is this a two-handed sword or a one-handed sword, just out of curiosity?
The sun sword?
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a two-handed sword. Well, yeah, it depends on. Truthfully, it was going to depend on who wanted to wield it. It changes shape.
Okay. I kind of figured you were gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. Doesn't have to be an axe. It's just not gonna be as funny. Can it be an axe if I get it?
It changes shape to whatever you want to.
Fucking yes, I want it. I want it a whole lot more now.
Well, I guess that's what we're going to need. Weapons before we do any of this. Let's just hope.
I can see it now. By the power of air.
Let's get you that axe. And hope we don't have to use it on our friends.
That'd be nice.
Well, as the night comes to a close, we are going to end. Oh, my friends, my players. MVPs we do traditionally. Start, I think, opposite. So Moon, what is your MVP?
The fact that I was ignored so heavily that everyone forgot that I was literally hugging Lithro the entirety of that fucking interaction.
I didn't ignore you. I had completely forgotten because so much shit happened.
I know, and you're just like, I'm whispering. You guys have. You
I was fully aware.
He's whispering into my ear too. Hello.
Oh man, so much shit.
I was aware. I thought there was like, I don't know, some psychic shit going on, so I didn't say anything.
That's why I asked if he was saying it.
Yeah, no, Strahd. No, I gotta do. Strahd's a vampire. He's gonna whisper, man. He's gonna, do it all sexy like.
Okay, we found one of Strahd's weaknesses, and it's the drama.
Also, the fact that after being pushed to have me talk more, the second episode after I start doing that, literally everyone just fucking ignores what I say the whole time. Yeah, whatever, fuck it.
I just done a little bit of bumping. Jodi.
I think, well, the idea that, at least for the purposes of the Hunters in the Woods, Ak has become the party face.
Yeah, right?
Like, the only one we can trust to interact with other people is Ak. But,
if I'm being honest, I was kind of hoping that would happen at some point.
Otherwise, just Strahd. I mean, the whole thing of a Strahd campaign is that Strahd can just show up when Strahd needs to show up. It's Devil Ex Machina, you know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, it turns out that, all right, we need to deal with what's going on with the bear. Hey, it's Strahd. Here he comes. Boom, bam, pop out. He'll just confront you, and everybody has to go, well, we know we can't really fight him, but we can't just go, hi, you're a nice guy. Like, it's like so impossible, but so fun.
Yeah. That's one of the things I fucking love with this campaign. Oh, and you did watch Benedict get bit. I do like the fucking shots. Like, yeah, do something. What's up? Josh, Lithro.
Mine is gonna be Benedict's like just aggressively questioning me, and I'm just on the floor with Ack like, what?
I'm glad you like that too.
Too busy spooning.
Excuse me, aggressively. I said please.
Bitch, you was aggressive and you was wrong.
That was the big spoon.
Me fully saying please, Jack, if you may talk to us, and Josh is like, I feel your tone seems very pointed right now.
Before you asked for Jack, your tone was incredibly pointed.
At Lumiere.
At me too.
Because you interrupted anyway.
And lastly, the jellyfish.
What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck is going on anymore?
What's up?
Why is Jack Strahd? Why is Jack Strahd? Why? Is
So
Jack Strahd?
fucking obvious that was Strahd.
What? No. Am I the only one that did not pick up on that? I fully thought that, like.
I mean, I was hoping that Jack was its own thing, but I like in the back of my head I was like, all roads lead to Strahd, so
Yeah.
should not get my hopes on this.
In my
Well, I
defense,
guess-
I've played 5 Strahd campaigns, so fuck Strahd.
Oh, okay. I see.
And he's a
so,
dick in all of them.
So I guess my MVP goes to me being a dumbass.
No, you're not being
yeah,
a dumbass.
but,
I played 5 Strahd campaigns.
I mean, hey, if you didn't know that it was Strahd, that means I did my job. That means I did my fucking job, because you weren't supposed to know who he was.
I don't know, because I guess
It was
Jack
either Strahd or
so,
an underling.
I guess Jack was so creepy in a very specific way that I didn't clock it as Strahd.
I mean, there's a bigger story behind it, behind Jack. Jack was a real boy. He did exist.
But that's for something for us to figure out.
Yeah, pretty much.
When Josh and or Lithril decide to share it.
Bitch, you ain't figuring out nothing. I ain't talking to you.
He's a real boy.
Jesus.
Ah.
Yeah, so I guess finally my MVP just well, can I really repeat the same MVP every week? Like, oh man, the whole roller coaster of that whole situation was great. And then, you know, I got to unveil everything. And to think, you know, if Lithril had passed that wisdom saving throw, you know, last session, none of this would have come about. But now it's kind of all out in the open, and well, Lithril goes deeper and deeper into depravity, and deeper into darkness. So that makes me happy. That makes me quite happy. You know, so my MVP is to choices. No, unless anyone else has anything else left to say, I think it's time we ended.
I think I've talked enough
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bah.
Sweet dreams.